So this is our first stop of the night. It is 6:46 p.m.
Our journey started in the dark, testing the security of our local power grid for ourselves. And here's why. Last year, attacks on the U.S. power grid skyrocketed. In this one, gunmen attacked 2 substations in North Carolina. Just this month, 2 people near Baltimore were busted for plotting to shoot out substations and kill power to the entire city. Data the ITeam pulled shows 163 incidents in 2022, nearly tripling from 2018. And Ohio is a top target. We're among the top 10 states with 5 cases in 2022. And we've covered one in Greene County already this year. Larry Maddox was arrested and charged for trying to take scrap metal from this AES Ohio substation. Deputies wrote in their report he cut through the fence.
Well, we have in place at all our substations security in terms of the fencing, lighting, alarms, other digital devices that can identify, any disruption or tampering.
But here's one of the biggest problems.
You have line of sight through a fence.
A straight shot to equipment that keeps your lights on.
You don't even need to get inside the substation. You don't need to cut a lock. You don't need to actually breach a fence. You can shoot through a fence into the critical parts of the substation, and you can take it out.
John Wellinghoff is a former chairman of FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, a government agency that oversees America's power grid, something he believes power companies aren't doing enough to protect. He was the FERC chair when this gunfire attack happened a decade ago in California. Since then, the FBI and DHS have issued numerous warnings to power companies saying domestic terrorists were planning attacks. And this map some criminals are using is public and online. It details the entire U.S. grid. So we use the map to see how safe our substations are. We teamed up with our sister stations to visit more than 50 substations in 7 states.
Hi. Hi, officer. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
In Seattle, police were called to the substation our crew was visiting.
Oh, there's a camera. You see that?
In Charlotte, Duke Energy provided these pictures showing those cameras saw our crew visiting their substation, and the company notified police. Here in the Miami Valley, the I-Team drove more than 150 miles. We made 8 unannounced stops at substations for the 3 biggest power companies in our area: AES Ohio, Duke Energy, and Ohio Edison. We did not break any laws and spent more than 30 minutes at each location. Here's what we found.
We've actually seen these cameras actively scanning the property since we pulled up there.
At each location, no one approached us, and we checked, and no one reported us to police.
The gate is closed and it's locked, but then right next to it, look at all these tire tracks here that show people can just drive around the gate and then go straight on back to the substation.
We even made stops at night when most of the attacks have happened.
There's a clear line of sight through this fence line at most of the equipment at this substation.
All 3 companies told the I-Team they have robust security in place. So we asked all 3 the same questions. Were they notified of our presence? If so, how were they notified? And can we get a copy of that notification?
Can you tell us where we were and when?
We could go back to the films that were done, and we could definitely tell you where you were.
But they didn't. In the end, none of the power companies would tell us where we were, citing security reasons.